Welcome back. You're with us in the India Today War Room. After India's highly precise, successful surgical strike, the big question is what happens now in Pakistan? And the clock is counting down to General Raheel Sharif's retirement. He is supposed to retire at the end of November. He's been telling the world he's not interested in an extension. In this situation, Nawaz Sharif is very keen to select a person who's his choice as the next army chief. Remember, Nawaz Sharif hasn't had a good track record in picking army chiefs. He chose Pervez Musharraf, who wasn't senior most in the hierarchy, and it turned out to be a disastrous choice, at least from Nawaz Sharif's perspective. India Today has learned by speaking to intelligence officials who track this very closely that there is a big tussle going on because, as is the case with all issues, the two Sharifs are divided over who gets to be the next most important man in Pakistan.
Once bitten by a general, Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is now twice shy about who should lead his country's army next. He wants his own confidant to replace General Raheel Sharif, who is due to retire in November as the new army chief. But General Sharif, credited with determining Islamabad's India and American policy, has thrown his weight behind someone else in the military hierarchy. An in-depth assessment carried out by the Indian intelligence shows that both the Sharifs are at loggerheads over the choice of what is considered to be the most powerful role in the Pakistani establishment. General Sharif's preference for the next army chief, according to high-level Indian intelligence reports, is Lieutenant General Zubair Mahmood Hayat. General Hayat is currently the chief of the General Staff at the Army headquarters in Rawalpindi, a posting that is regarded as a stepping stone to the highest position in the Pakistani Army. Like General Sharif, General Hayat also comes from a military family with 3 of his brothers already serving as Army generals. Before his present role, General Hayat was chief of Pakistan's Strategic Plans Division, which controls the country's nuclear arsenal. General Hayat's worldview has largely remained obscure from the public gaze, but India's intelligence community believes he's far more hardline than the incumbent. Pakistan's Prime Minister, who was overthrown in a bloodless coup by his hand-picked General Pervez Musharraf in 1999, is battling for the Corps Commander of 31 Corps, Lieutenant General Javed Iqbal Ramde. General Ramde's family has been closely associated with Prime Minister Sharif's PMLN party for many years. Intelligence reports suggest he rose to prominence when he led the Pakistani Army's offensive in the Swat Valley along the Afghan border in 2009. General Ramde, according to the Indian intelligence assessments, appears to have the faith of the Pakistani Prime Minister. Islamabad's choice of its next army chief is seen in India as being crucial for Nawaz Sharif to reassert his hold over his country's defense and foreign affairs. Under General Sharif, the Pakistani army has also been playing a behind-the-scenes but ever-growing role in the domestic politics. With Rahul Kawal in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
We've seen in the past 48 hours reports emerge from Pakistan which suggest that there is a bit of a tiff with Shahbaz Sharif and Nawaz Sharif seeking to reassert their authority on defense and national security, asking the ISI not to back terrorists, saying that allow the civilian establishment to arrest terrorists and don't help them when we do so. I want to understand from you, Jaidev Ranade, with all your years of tracking Pakistan, do you believe that this is just positioning on the part of the Sharifs, or is this for real? Do they sense after the surgical strike an opportunity to reassert their hold over defense, military, foreign affairs?
I don't think so. I think it's a deception which is going on.
So you're saying all the reports in Pakistan are actually part of
well,
propaganda?
they've already been denied and very strongly denied, and also denied on behalf of the ISI. So obviously it indicates that it's a double bluff kind of thing which is going on. I don't buy this story that one person is, one team goes to arrest and the other goes to release him, because the Pakistan police and the Pakistan IB are known to be ineffective. And I think if we just look at the way the Americans have operated in Pakistan, they also find that tipping off any of these people about their next target means that the word reaches the target. and it reaches through the ISI operative.
Do you believe that Raheel Sharif is serious when he says he wishes to retire? Or do you think that again is just an attempt to make it seem as if he wishes to retire, to allow to ensure that there's a clamour that builds? Because, for example, on Pakistani social media, "Thank you Raheel Sharif" has been trending for months now. A huge propaganda operation, most of it carried out by their public relations wing, the ISPR, but a huge propaganda operation to ensure that he stays in office as well.
Yeah, if you will remember that some months ago, there were posters appearing throughout Islamabad and Rawalpindi and other places, posters of Raheel Sharif, almost as if he's being, they're preparing to elevate him to some other position. Then there were rumors that he might be made a field marshal as a SOP, so that he retires. I think he's getting an extension, if at all he gets one, maybe only because attributed to the current tension. But otherwise, within the army itself, people will be waiting for their turn as Army Chief. So I think that will work against him. Secondly, I think he himself may favor getting some honorific rank like a field marshal or whatever and getting his nominee in as the general. So I think Nawaz Sharif is going to have a tough time in deciding.
Officially, it's Nawaz Sharif who gets to pick.
Exactly, and the Prime Minister has picked the Army Chief till now. So even when he picked Pervez Musharraf, it was over the heads of others and it was the Prime Minister's choice. So ultimately it will come down to that.
Okay.
But the army may be backing one man, and when Nawaz Sharif senses that one particular person is being backed, it makes it more difficult for him to ignore that individual.
No, because my sense is that he wants General Ramde, who comes from a family associated with Nawaz Sharif's party. He'd like General Ramde to be chief, but General Ramde is not senior most in the hierarchy, and he's not considered to be hardline enough. He's not considered to be influential enough, and General Hayat comes from a family of generals. So he's got a lot of his brothers in the ISI. He's got a lot of officers rooting for him.
And he's been a front runner for over a year now. And if I may just add here, it was Raheel Sharif, in fact, in January this year, who said Kashmir is an unfinished agenda, after which we have seen this temporized and Nawaz Sharif pick up, the theme and talk in the international fora. And Hayat would fit in with General Raheel Sharif's plans for carrying on the campaign against
India's
Kashmir.
defense establishment told me that General Hayat is actually far more hardline than even a Raheel Sharif, General Bakshi.
You know, Raheel Sharif also had a personal kind of a vendetta angle. You know, his uncle had been killed in 65.
His brother
was killed in 71. Yeah. You know, so, and he got the highest award in Pakistan. A very respected family. But you know, about this dissonance between the civil and military. You know, when somebody stages a dissonance, you have to be careful.
You think it's staged?
I would think from the denials that have come in and etc. I think this is staged, because at this stage, they couldn't be closer. And they couldn't really be closer with the pressure of India breathing down their necks. So you have to be careful. Is it a ruse to put you off guard, you know,
to make you feel as if they're fighting?
So much chaos,
so you go easy and soft on them.
Also, Nawaz Sharif himself is not innocent as far as links with the terrorists are concerned.
No, his brother's been increasing the funding of the Jamaat in Punjab every
through the state
year.
funds.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So therefore, don't think that either of these Sharifs are Sharif. They're not. Make no mistake about it. General G.D. Bakshi, Jaidev Ranade, it's been a pleasure and a privilege having you on the newsroom this evening. Thank you so much for your very incisive thoughts, and General Bakshi, your ability to explain this on this India Today Sand Model. Deeply, deeply appreciate. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
In the India Today War Room, here's a quick look at some of the other big news headlines on the newsroom tonight. Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung has rejected AAP government's draft to revise circle rates of agricultural land from 53 lakh rupees to 3.5 crore rupees. This led to a fresh war of words between Jung and AAP. Shiv Sena has yet again taken on its ruling partner, the BJP, but this time on another turf. Shiv Sena says it will contest on over 200 seats in the upcoming state assembly polls in Uttar Pradesh. Karnataka Transport Corporation has partially resumed bus services to the neighbouring Tamil Nadu. After 29 days, bus services were stopped after violence broke out over Kaveri water. We're slipping into a quick break. When we come back, James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, now has the Supari to kill, and it's breaking the internet. We'll tell you why on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.